If you have a 401k or you like to buy index funds, you should probably know that a lot of your money is going into AI, whether you like it or not. That's because today, about 40% of every dollar that you put into a basic S&P 500 fund, 40% of that dollar goes to just 10 companies. Those companies are NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, Alphabet, Amazon, Broadcom, Meta, Tesla, Berkshire Hathaway, and JP Morgan. In fact, right now, as of this week, NVIDIA by itself gets almost 8% of every dollar. Now, that's gotten investors very excited about the future of how AI is gonna, change our lives. And it's also why their stock values have gone way up this year. And they've been able to spend a lot of money because of it. In 2025, those AI tech companies are gonna spend roughly $330 billion to build things like data centers, GPU farms, and all the stuff that they need for AI. But here's the part that's interesting. In order for AI companies to justify their valuations, in other words, what the price of their stock is today, those companies would need to make around $2 trillion a year in revenue. $2 trillion. To put that into perspective, in 2024, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, NVIDIA, Google combined did not make $2 trillion. In other words, AI has already been priced as if it's going to become the biggest money-making engine in the history of capitalism, bigger than every major tech company today combined. That's kind of a major red flag. But it gets even better. Sam Altman from OpenAI just said that his company is willing to commit $1.4 trillion in spending to make all of this a reality. And someone at his presentation was like, I got a question. How are you going to pay that money when your company just made about $20 billion this year? To which Sam Altman kind of snapped. Then he says, the amount of money needed to build AI and make it profitable might only be possible if the government steps in and gets involved. So the market was like, wait, are you asking for a bailout? And he's like, no, I was just kidding. We don't need to do that. We can do this by ourselves. We don't need the money. So that's a red flag. And obviously, we are very far away from AI running our lives, but those are the expectations of the stock market. The reality is that they are not being paid for with profits, right? That's called free cash flow. Right now, those companies are all being funded with a ton of debt.